Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered. Boy oh boy did things happen in the last episode. If you guys have not seen the previous episode, please watch it. Illya is dead. She is gone. She had her heart totally ripped out of her. Not like Hunter x Hunter style or anything, but it was still ripped out of her for sure. Archer and Shinji decided to pay the manor a visit here, and they did some real damage. Berserker and Illya are totally gone. Crazy stuff. Now, there was a choice whether we should have Shirou jump out and try to save Illya, but I chose for him to hold back, you know? I was under the impression that he was probably going to die, but according to the comments, maybe not necessarily. Or at least there's also a scene that is good to take in. I don't know if it necessarily leads to a bad ending, but there's something to gain there. So similarly to a scene that I missed out earlier on because of a choice I made, do not worry, whenever I go back through in order to get all the bad endings and whatever else, I definitely will check out what would happen if we actually jumped in to save Illya. I promise you guys. It's a simple plan. The process will change depending on the situation. Our only objective is to confront Caster as a result. It doesn't matter whether that situation is only for an instant. Caster is the weakest servant when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. Even if she may be a servant, we have a chance at winning if we can fight her 2 against 1. Tosuka's gems and my projection magecraft. It's not a battle that we can't win if we make full use of our individual powers. That was the conclusion that we reached, and we go out to the forest believing that. We don't exchange words after that. There's one reason. We're desperately bluffing so that we can deceive ourselves. Yeah, I don't see this working. I don't see this working at all. The sunrise is gray. The sunlight is blocked by the clouds, obscuring the light of dawn. A cloudy sky is above us. The sky that is closer to gray than black reminds me of that time 10 years ago. Is it going to start raining soon? A dull white sky. That man was standing under the cloudy sky that smelled like it had just stopped raining.
やはり来たか。君の性格は把握している。必ず何らかの策を持って戻ってくると思っていた。
He stares at Tosuka with cool eyes.
悪いわね、あっちゃ。その期待には応えられないわ。私たち、見ての通り都市空間だもの。1日考えたけど、なんにも策は思いつかなかったわ。
何？
信じられないでしょうけど、今日は玉砕に来たの。
Wait, we did?
けど、少しぐらいの運は残ってたみたいね。あなたがここにいるってことは、セーバーはまだキャスターに逆らってるってことだもの。
Then there are 4 opponents. If we break through Archer, the gatekeeper, then we can fight Caster and Assassin head on. We can? Our plan is that we break through Archer together and confront Caster with the 2 of us. That's the lie Tosuka made up.
そうか。キャスターとエミヤシロ。天秤はキャスターに傾いたのだな。リン。
Archer's oppressive question.
ええ。自分でも自分の性格が嫌になるけど、生まれつきだから変えられなかったみたい。結局ここ一番で私は非人間だった。
Tosuka answers with an emotionless voice and steps forward.
シロ、アーチャーはあなただけを襲ってくる。フォローはしないわ。私はあなたが殺されている間にキャスターと戦ってみる。
While you get killed. What a statement. As if that's a crime. Tosuka apologizes with her back as if she was intending to use me as a sacrifice from the start. How stupid of her. She didn't have to say such a thing.
バカ、気にするな。俺だってお前の性格ぐらい分かってる。トサカ、勝ち目のないことはしない主義だろ。だから分かっていた。確かにこれぐらいしか勝つ方法はないもんな。
シロ。
Her back that didn't have any hesitation shakes slightly. Oh, that's all the apology I need.
行け！アーチャーは俺が抑える。お前が教会に入るぐらいまでは意地でも抑える。
I control my breathing and turn the gears of my engine. Trace on, baby. My condition is better than ever. I can project the same swords as him right away in this state.
ありがとう。ごめん、シロ。
Tosaka runs. Archer lets her go as if she was not in his sight from the start.
上出来だ。無能は無能なりに身をわきまえたか。
He admits the intent to kill, as if to say that he won't let me go this time.
トレースオン。
I project the twin swords. The match should be made in an instant. The only things in my sight are Archer and Tosaka's back running to the church. Wait, Archer and Tosaka's? Wait, are we dead? Was it over in one blow, or was I able to hold out a few times? The battle ends, and I look up at the sky with a limp body. A gray color covers the sky. It should start raining soon. The cloudy sky is close, and the clouds block my hands like a wall.
遠坂武士に。
My body is burning. I hear the faint sound of flames from the church. The sun is too far away from my powerlessly extended hand. That sky was as if I went back in time to 10 years ago. There it is. I had a feeling that we were headed towards this direction, so that choice was not right. It just was not. So it looks like we'll be looking at the other choice in this episode, actually. Just straight up.
はい、意味がないと思われ続けて早23回、対外道場の時間である。
That's 23 out of 40, right?
さて、唐突ではありますが、今回で対外道場は第2部最終回である。
Really? So you're telling me I got the last one of the Fate route, and I got the last one of the Unlimited Blade Works route in my first go. Man, you gotta be shitting me. I'm terrible at this.
師匠、時間割だと2部はあと1回稽古があるみたいだけど。
くわっ、第24回の言葉言うな。
What's in the 24th one?
あのようなデッドエンドを迎える軟弱者に用はないなり。
Okay, so this isn't actually the last one then.
よくわかんないけど、今回が事実上の2部最終回なわけですね。
そうよ。1部最終回では2部からタイガー道場がパワーアップするなんてデマが流れたけど、今回はもう騙されないわ。道場はこのまま。私と弟子1号だけでつつましく運営される小楽園を維持します。
Yeah, I thought we were actually going to be getting upgrades, you know, from route to route.
何やら反骨の層。この悪魔っ子、また何かよからぬことを企んでいるのではなかろうか。
あら、それは誤解よ。ただ、第3部は今までみたいに大河に付き合ってあげられないから寂しい思いをさせるかなって。
Wait, why?
道場に来られないとはまさかイリアちゃん？
ええ、本編で出番が多くなって忙しくなるの。
Oh, is she more of a lead character this time around?
リンルートではこういう結果になったけど、3部こそは私の真骨頂だもの。その分大河はますます出番が減るみたいね。ご愁傷様。これがヒロイン候補とヒロイン候補にさえなれなかったものとの格の違いよ。
I don't even think you're a heroine, you know, candidate whatsoever. I'm pretty sure it's just Rin, Saber, and Sakura. I don't think you're a part of the equation. I'm sorry, Illya.
まあ、ヒロインになっても友達のままでいてあげるから安心なさい。そうね、私が本編を支配した暁には召使いぐらいには。てい！何するのよ。こっちは善意で言ってあげてるのに。
いらぬ。こんなに苦しいのなら愛などいらぬ。つうか貴様弟子失格。ヒロインになんてなったら眩しくて直視できぬ。出ていけ。
こっちこそ願い下げよう。バカタイガー、そっちから謝っても許さないからね。
言っちゃった。
Yeah, she's gone.
まあこれも運命。可愛い弟子がヒロインに返り咲けるというのなら、あえて憎まれ役となるのも死の役目。よし、戦えイリアちゃん。さくらちゃんを蹴落としてヒロインの座を奪うがいいさ。
Again, I really don't think that's happening.
もうこんなところには戻ってくるんじゃないわよ。だって私の出番が減っちゃうからね。けど2部最後のまともな道場が一人っきりっていうのも寂しいな。寂しいけど頑張る。一人でも戦え君。そして私。さて、今回のデッドエンドはちょっと特殊です。
Oh shit, why?
遠坂さんと四郎だけで戦いを挑むのは無策無謀。含むところはあるでしょうが、やってきた協力者と素直にシェイクハンドしちゃいなさい。で、そもそも協力者がやってこなかった君。主人公失格。目の前で死にかけてる女の子を助けないでどうする？
People were basically telling me the same thing in the previous episode's comments section. Like, come on, you know?
お城での出来事とその顛末はずっと鳴りを潜めていたある原因を吐露させる大事なエピソードなんだから、必ず通過しないとダメ。遠坂さんルートはある意味主人公ルートでもあるからね。きっかり問題を解決しちゃいなさい。さて、これで今回はおしまいね。遠坂さんルートもいよいよクライマックス。ここからはデッドエンドのない怒涛の展開が待ってるけど、ここでちょっと朗報オーバー。遠坂さんルートではトゥルーエンドとグッドエンドが用意されています。
No way, really? What?
どんなものかは言えないけど、分岐条件はどのくらい一途だったか。オンリーワンか両手に花か、それは戦いが終わってからのお楽しみ。それじゃあみんな、タイガー道場第3部で待ってるよ。
Wait, guys, is that actually true? Am I gonna have to go through through this whole route again for something other than bad endings? And also, like, the super secret bad ending that is just kind of being an asshole to Rin and not getting any of her brownie points? God damn, I got my work cut out for me. Alright, so we're actually gonna run out and we're going to stop Archer. Or Gilgamesh. Sorry, there's still two archers alive. I guess I should distinguish them. My frozen body bursts out. My feet lift me up, and my arms grab the railing at the same time. I see Tosaka's face as I do so. She's biting her lip in frustration, glaring at the tragedy happening below us. I know. It's obvious Tosaka wants to stop him as well. But we'll be the ones killed if we do so. There's no way we can stop him. That goes the same for me. I know that it's stupid of me to die trying to save the dying girl. I don't care about that. I can't leave that girl be. I was thinking in the last episode, in a similar way that, like, Shinji stopped Gilgamesh from killing Shirou, maybe he'll do the same thing here, and that will also stop him from killing Illya. That's what overtakes my mind. I jump over the railing. Tosaka and Shinji both look in surprise at the intruder, but that man doesn't even see me jumping down. The man reaches out to the girl in white. I yell at the top of my lungs. I stop him with all my might. The man stops his arm that he tried to extend, and slowly, he turns towards me by the wall like a Grim Reaper who has found his new prey. Oh. Already jumping into an interlude. Cool. People were also saying that there is an important scene here to see, so this could be it, maybe. Going back over a month, yeah, okay, this is quite the interlude. He was summoned to this world before anyone else. He was not summoned to this country, a faraway foreign country. The ground is constantly covered in white. The sky is always gray, and the castle is built hidden in the mountains. It is always winter in that land. Coldness and stagnation, barrenness and longing. I think somebody's at my door. Hold on, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back, bitches. Yeah, there was somebody at my door, but, like, he didn't ring the doorbell. He just, like, I've got a ring so I could see it. He, like, softly knocked on our security, screen. and then like stepped away, was looking at his phone, and then he just ran away. Like he just started jogging off. It was really weird. So, you know, whatever that was. Anyways, they are like living corpses cutting off their connection with the present world and waiting for a reproduction of a miracle. The winter coldness takes away their human warmth, and the stagnant world won't allow them a new lifestyle. His family were seekers of the Holy Grail. Spring won't come for the Einsburn family until the day their dearest wish is fulfilled. It has already been 10 centuries since they started the search for the Holy Grail. After using every possible method to get close to the Holy Grail, they were eventually able to cast the Holy Grail out of iron. However, all they could make was the vessel. No mystic dwelled within it, and they kept casting vessels that would never be filled. But a foreseeable end comes to those days. They performed a ritual to fill the vessel with the help of outsiders. The result was both a success and a failure. The Holy Grail was made. Through this, the Holy Grail would be filled. But it made many enemies at the same time. Even as the supposed owners of the Holy Grail, they were reduced to mere providers of a service no better than any other mage. Their tenacity is abnormal. No, ever since they almost obtained the Holy Grail 1,000 years ago, they had lost their minds. They broke the rules and constantly pulled the strongest card. The first time, they did not have the leeway to do so. The second time, they finally found a loophole in the rules. The third time, they summoned what they shouldn't have. Then the fourth time, they were sure of their victory after gaining the strongest card and its manipulator. The results were a crushing defeat like never before. Of all the servants and masters, they chose ones who betrayed them. The man destroyed the Holy Grail, leaving his daughter behind in the Winter Castle. They were furious at the man's betrayal and lamented their mistake. They could not trust outsiders after all. Only one of their bloodline, their family's creation, who had inherited magic circuits perfected over generations, could obtain the Holy Grail. They had a backup plan to start with. Then the fifth time, they made certain they prepared the strongest master and servant. That was him. 2 months before the Holy Grail started, every rule was broken for him, Berserker, to be summoned beforehand. The days that followed were only to hurt the human that would become master. The command spell engraved all over the girl's body was only to control Berserker. It did no good as a magic circuit and drained her life away. Even just a slight move by Berserker would make the girl scream. It's no wonder. It was 2 months until the Holy Grail would appear. The only thing keeping this great hero in this world was her magical energy and command spell. Berserker was not created from the magical energy of the Holy Grail. No matter how special she is, keeping Berserker using only her magical energy is like taking her own life away, Knowing that, they still did not allow for her to rest. They abandoned them in the winter forest, filled with a pack of hungry beasts. They gave them over to the corpses possessed by evil spirits. They were even thrown into the wasteland where they disposed of their failed experiments. The only way for the girl to survive was to rely on the giant, the only thing that she had been given. It was beyond training. It was a fight for survival, yet the girl survived. She had the giant attack the oncoming enemies. Every time, she would let out screams of anguish, but had him ceaselessly eliminate everything that attacked. He himself does not know when that process became a special one to him. Despite the girl's young appearance, she hated whining. Everything that came out of her mouth was an insult. She must have instinctively known that if she was going to lament, she would become stronger if she hated the cause. The girl despised Berserker for being ugly and cursed his existence. It was natural. The girl would not have to suffer if he had not existed. She would not have been thrown into such a hell if she had not been chosen as master. The girl detested the giant for everything and used him as an outlet for her anger. The girl got used to controlling Berserker, and by the time the Holy Grail showed signs of its appearance, the pain that attacked her disappeared. The girl took away reasoning from the giant as if in revenge, treating him as a mute, mad warrior. But he already knew that was the girl's utmost resistance. By doing so, the girl hid her own weakness, that she could live by herself. She held her head high since she didn't need any allies that she could trust or friends that she loved. That was her way of disguising that she had nothing to call her own. This is a fucking upsetting story here. In the winter forest, the girl hesitantly touched his arm, stained red from the enemy's blood. Also, this really gives you a fucking, an indication of just how freakishly large this thing is. Jesus Christ. Surrounded by a pack of beasts, the girl braced for death even as she desperately denied it. At that time, he was not able to move without an order from his masters, so he was the first to become the beast's prey. The pack of beasts pierce his arteries, tendons, and eyeballs with their fangs. The girl screamed seeing that. He couldn't remember what she said then since he had his reasoning taken away. But the girl screamed not for her sake, but for his. Even though he destroyed her arm every time he swung his own, she endured it so that he did not die. That's why both of them were covered in blood. The giant was covered in the slaughtered beast's blood, and the girl was covered in her own blood. This shit is so fucked. He remembers that winter forest, the weight of the girl that leaned on him, crying tears of pain. And he realized, in that small, cold castle, the black giant was the only one that the girl talked to. She comes into view. It was the same as that time. The girl is running to him crying, which he had not seen since she had become a master. And the man slashes her. With a horizontal flash, the blonde enemy takes away the girl's vision. Her face is covered in red. The blind girl runs in spite of that, tripping over rubble. The slender body falls. There, the enemy's sword is swung. The sword misses her heart. Her lung must have been pierced, and the girl is coughing up blood still on the ground. It is not an instant death, but it is fatal. The girl is left with nothing as her vision is taken away, her lungs are broken, and she even lost her servant. If she could die peacefully, it might at least be a salvation if she could just go to sleep right there. However, the girl is moving forward, leaving a trail of blood behind. She crawls towards the black giant, fumbling and crying in anguish. Jesus. How much power was left in him? He breaks the chains with all his might and grabs at the man. The magical spear is thrust. The spear pierces the giant's heart. And it ends. The man pulls out the spear as if nothing happened, and the remaining power in the giant completely disappears. His body disappears. The power that was giving him form had completely disappeared. Then all there is left for him is to disappear. The servant lost all of his magical energy and has no power to stay in this world any longer. He falls to the ground, but in his final moment, he sees the girl fumbling around for him in his peripheral. Strength returns to his collapsing legs. The law of magecraft that built him, the regulation of the world that hates inconsistencies, and the body of rock that crumbles away as sand. He pushes away every power that tries to eliminate him just with his will. I can't disappear yet. He's probably the only one who she could rely on. In order to support the lonely girl who insulted him, but still believed in him as her only reliance. With her vision taken away, the girl is crawling with her arms stretched out. She must want to feel him, as she cannot see him now. Her hands covered in blood grope at empty space, trying to verify his existence. There is no power left in him. There is nothing he can do. Berserker will fall here and die here. His body has died, and he has no strength to support his falling body.
だから、私は安心だよ。どんな奴にだって。バーサーカーさえいれば負けないもの。
Yeah, that worked out, but not this time. His mind is dead. Supporting his body with a mind and a will that should no longer exist, he leaves this world. His body is not fallen, still invincible. As if to say that his body cannot give up until the end for the sake of the girl that relies on him. This is some depressing shit, actually. And the girl reaches him. The hand that was only grasping the air finally touches something. Coughing up blood, the girl clings onto the hard body. She cannot see anymore, but she can still feel him. Berserker hasn't lost. She cannot see for herself, but Berserker is strong as always.
よかった。ずっとそこにいてね。バーサーカー。
Strength fades from her body. Everything hurts and she's scared, but it's alright as long as he's here. He always protected her. He was scary, but he was really nice. His big body is like a father's, so she really wanted to pick her up at least once.
暗くても怖くないよ。バーサーカーは強いんだもん。こうしていてくれれば、私は安心できるから。
She rests her body on him. She feels like a hard and big hand is placed on top of her head. It's probably true. He should be patting her head if she opens her eyes.
ちょっと寒いね。
Her body is cold. Recalling the forest from that time, the girl laughs. It was a long time ago already. Recalling the giant that protected her even while getting injured, she happily falls and loses consciousness. Oh, death, you crazy thing, you. That shit was fucking depressing. Like, every bit of it. Every bit of it. And getting to know a little bit more about Illya, too. Crazy shit. The man reaches out to the girl in white who peacefully fell asleep. I yell at the top of my lungs. I don't consider my own danger, or what could happen to me. The man stops his arm that he tried to extend. Behind him is Shinji, surprised at my intrusion. He smiles ominously. My shaky throat speaks before I can think. However, there is no way that man will stop. Wait, so it happens anyways? It's gonna happen anyways. I couldn't even tell him to stop. The man pulled something out of the girl's body with his bare hands, with a smile still on his face. A red dripping object that looks like a fruit. The thing in the man's hand is without a doubt the girl in white's, again, its heart. Well, that sucks. You know, I feel even worse about the decision I made at in the previous episode. Whoops. My mind burns down, I lose my sanity as fear of being killed and hatred of wanting to kill him gets muddled.
観客がいたか。俺の勇姿を見たいという気持ちはわかるが。
The man still holding the red thing in his right hand.
身の程をわきまえろ。王に命じるとは何事か。Sorry,
I was getting a drink. He fires one of his countless noble phantasms at me. Oh. Yeah, I guess we'll skip this. Okay. So, I guess if we just kind of stand around and let everything happen the way that it did, we go into a completely different direction. So I'm assuming that Gilgamesh and Shinji have dipped the fuck out. The rest of that basically took place the same way as it did the first time around. That's so interesting and very weird. And we walk towards her, the center of the hall. With gray sunlight coming in from the ceiling, the girl is sleeping covered in rubble. Her eyes don't open. Looking up close, the girl is not white at all. The girl covered in red all over looks nothing like before.
シロのせいじゃないわ。分かってるでしょ。私たちじゃこの子を助けることなんてできなかった。
Maybe things will change because of like the guilt he might feel. Because at the end here, he went in to be a hero of justice like he wanted to, where in the previous episode, I chose for him not to follow through. I know. I've been taught that there are people I can save and people I cannot save. I knew that I would be putting my own life in danger if I tried to do things that are beyond my capacity. But still, I still wanted to save her. I don't want a child to die. I don't want anyone dying in front of me. Asking for help? Not being able to save someone asking for help is more scary and painful than anything. There's no way I can apologize, and I don't know her well enough to apologize either. This girl has nothing to do with me, supposedly. I understand that without having to be told, but why? Why are these eyes crying irrelevant tears?
どうして？
遠坂。
どうしてよ。あいつの前に出れば殺されるって分かっていたでしょ。なのにどうしてイリアスフィールを助けようとしたの？結果はどうあれ、イリアスフィールは敵だった。なのにどうしてこの子の死にそこまでしてやれるのよ。
Did she seriously just ask me that? Tosaka's eyes were serious.
どうしても何もない。助けたいと思ったから止めただけだ。
There's no other way to explain it. After Tosaka glares at me.
そう。前から異常だと思ってたけど、今ので確信したわ。シロ、あなたの生き方はひどくいびつよ。
That is true. She tries to open the lid that I've kept closed this whole time.
いびつだって。
そうよ。自分より他人のが大切なんて生き方は間違ってる。いい？他人を助けるのは自分が愛されたいからだなんて一般論を口にしてるんじゃないわ。そんな偽善とは別のところで人間は自分を一番にしなくちゃいけないの。そりゃ他人が一番のやつだっている。けどそもそも自分っていうのは計りにかけられない別格なのよ。言うなれば計りそのものでしょ。なのにあんたはその計りを壊してどうでもいい他人を助けようとする。ええ、それでも構わない。あんたが自分のないただ生きてるだけの人間ならそれもいい。けどシロは自分があるじゃない。そんな確固たる自意識があるくせに自分をないがしろにするなんてできないのよ。そんなことを続けてたらいつか必ず壊れるから。
Damn. Some deep shit. I mean, it's the same argument that has been faced even in the previous route. And it was something that it was more like Shirou was kind of being a hypocrite because he was kind of throwing that same shit at Saber and she was throwing that same shit back at him and everything. And here we have Rin from the outside looking in to Shirou's personality. So she's going to be a lot more critical here. She's totally right. No way. God damn this fucking music. I can't break down. In fact, I do this in order not to. I try to save people that I could not save so that I can hold my head high.
いいえ、もう十分に壊れてるわ。だから言ってよ。10年前に何があったかは知らない。けど、あんたがおかしくなってるのはそれが原因なんでしょうから。
Tosaka seems like she's got tears in her eyes. Why is she making such a face? It's almost as if she knows that I'm going to spend my life trying to help others without getting anything in return. So she's trying to earnestly stop me.
学校の時もそうだった。あなたはあれだけの死体を見てとんでもなく冷静だった。私でさえ死体と勘違いしたっていうのに、一別しただけでみんなが生きてるって読み取っていた。
Oh, you know, just experience.
それが ずっと変だって引っかかってた。魔術師としてろくな教育を受けていないくせに、殺し屋になってもすぐに自分を落ち着かせていた。死体を前にして憤ることはあっても、死体そのものに嫌悪を抱いてはいなかった。それはきっとあなたにとって人の死は見慣れたものだったからよ。
Good deduction. Used to seeing. Yeah, it's not like that was my first time seeing them. I think about the students who were on the floor at school, Ryder, who was unrecognizable by the time she died, and the girls sleeping in front of us now. To me, the people who died in that incident from 10 years ago are the only ones that went through inhuman deaths. God damn it. Every time this fucking image comes up. But that's wrong. The fire 10 years ago saved me. That cannot be the cause for why Tosaka is criticizing me right now.
違う、遠坂。そんなことはない。俺はただ助けられただけだ。
助けられた？あなた10年前の火事の時に助けられたのね。それがエミヤキリツグだったの？
ああ、そうだ。ただそれだけだ。あれは原因なんかじゃない。
My heart aches when I answer. My body is telling me that's a lie.
じゃあ他には何かなかった？ずっと後悔しているようなこととか、助けられる代償にエミヤキリツグに取られたものとかなかったの？
そんなのあるもんか。キリツグは俺を助けてくれただけだ。それに取られるも何もその
I shouldn't have had anything then. I saw many corpses. I died at that time and was reborn. I don't have repentances about the path I took. My eyes lost their hatred. My hands lost their anger. My feet lost their hope. And I lost myself there. So why? How did I gain the strong sense of self-awareness that Tosaka speaks of?
それは
I had accepted death. I knew that I was going to die. Even though my body was saved from such a situation, there's no way my mind could have been saved as well. All that time, I just admired something precious, still empty inside. I remember now. No, I didn't even put it in my memory. That's why I didn't even realize until now that that's what really saved me.
シロ、やっぱり何か契約でもさせられたの？
In a weird way, maybe.
違う。取られたものなんて何もない。俺はただもらっただけだ。
A world like hell. In a place where every person except for me died, I was saved. Nobody saved me, and I wasn't able to save anyone. In my final moment, he granted something that I thought was a miracle.
覚えてる。俺を覗き込む目とか、助かってくれと懇願する声を、その淵で思ったんだ。自分が助かったことじゃなくて、助けてくれる奴がいることは、なんて。
Such a wonderful miracle. That's why I admired it. I had nothing left, not a single thing. That's why I ended up admiring the figure that appeared right before my eyes.
だから、俺は
Only had that. That's the only emotion I had while being saved. I was happy. I cried. That's all I could think about. So that's the only emotion that I could create.
ああ、きっと、遠坂は正しい。
It's twisted to prioritize others over myself. There's something seriously wrong with the procedure.
けど、救われたのは俺だけだった。その時に思ったんだ。この次があるのなら、助けられなかった人の代わりに、全ての人を助けなくちゃいけないんだって。
それがおかしいって言ってるのよ。
No, you're not wrong.
いい？助かったんならまず自分を大事にしろっていうの。死んじゃった人たちには悪いけど、あんただけが助かったっていうのはただの偶然よ。 ならその幸運をかみしめなさい。それだけひどい目にあったんだから、あとは楽しくやんなきゃ嘘でしょ。
Tosaka is seriously angry. Yeah, that makes me really happy. I finally realize now, since Tosaka is that kind of person. The question I've been wondering about all by myself. I wanted to become a hero of justice, so I always tried to help others. I noticed that there was something wrong with that method, but I couldn't understand what. But that became clear so easily, thanks to the person who gets seriously angry for my sake.
何よ、これだけ言ってもまだわからないわけ？頭くるわね。そんなにわからずやだって言うなら、あんたとのコンビも。
いや、わかってる。言っただろ、遠坂は正しいって。
なら
けどやっぱり忠告は聞けない。確かに俺は何か間違えている。けどいいんだ。だって誰かのためになりたいっていう思いが間違いなはずがないんだからな。
So, I answer her with as much gratitude as I can.
まったく、そんな顔されたら何も言えないじゃない。
Tosaka must have felt awkward as she turns her back to me and walks away. And then...
まあ仕方ないか。こうなったらもう私が何とかしてあげるわよ。
she takes a deep sigh and complains. What is she gonna do? Okay, well... Alright. Well, anyways. I guess we'll wrap it up there on this one. And I guess we'll continue to, you know, hold out here. We didn't really make it to the next day or anything there. So, I'll continue to save over here. Well, let's check the flowchart. Oh, there's a... Oh, we're coming up on a Lancer here. Hoo hoo hoo. Interesting. And we can maybe get brownie points with said Lancer? I hope so. I hope so. But no, yeah, I fucked up there and decided to trail off into my own little bad ending here. Somebody said in the comments, actually... where was it? There was a choice back here. I think it was here. So this may have been the point where we needed to have enough brownie points with Rin in order for things to continue onward, which I guess is why there's a heart with the two little arrows. Depending on the brownie points we had is sort of, you know, the direction that we can go in or some shit like that. I don't know. That's what somebody said. But, no, we're still on the 12th. We're nearing the end of the 12th. It's possible that the 13th or the 14th will be our last day. Which is crazy because we went all the way to the 15th before, but somebody also said in the comments at one point, whenever we jumped into Unlimited Blade Works, that the amount of days is less, just slightly. So I guess that works out here. Well, anyways, actually, do we have our servant data on Archer? Yeah, so somebody also pointed this out in the comments of the previous episode. Shinji is not marked as the master for Gilgamesh here, which is very interesting. The thing is, I'm sure everybody, and that includes people that are dumb like me, could understand that Shinji is being played. We know this guy, so he's not going to be listening to Shinji really. And it's very likely that he's not really tied to him at all. Like, there's no command spells or anything. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. Well, this was a fun episode. I feel like we made shit for progress, but hey, at least we're back on the normal route. Yeehaw. Hey, thanks for, by the way, to everybody in the comments. I know that there was, like, a few of you that were like, well, hold on now, you made a shitty choice, which I respect you guys being honest with that. But I also have to stick by my stupid-ass choices sometimes. But none of you actually stated that I was headed towards a bad ending, which is fantastic. I love that for you guys, honestly. You guys kept me in the dark on that, and some of you, I think, didn't even know, which is why I was under the impression that, like, okay, so you could go with both directions. Nope. Not at all, baby. Not at all. So, thank you guys for that. I appreciate you guys really just leaving me in the dark on that one. I mean that seriously. There's no sarcasm in that. I don't like being spoiled, obviously. But yeah, that was cool. Good episode. Just obviously doesn't feel like a whole lot of progress since we kind of had to go back, but it's all good. We're ready for the next one. No more bad endings, supposedly. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.